Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. Presiding Officer, at the outset, I actually want to thank my colleagues across the Chamber for their hard work, certainly, and their support, but also for the contributions this afternoon. I want to touch upon just kind of one brief point to the Labour Party colleagues in the Chamber before I go on to actually discussing the report. It's regarding this issue of local government finance. And it has been stated already by colleagues that obviously there are challenging times. Nobody can deny that. But at the same time, this is not a new issue. And I'm going to give you a wee quote. It's a quote from it was a councillor, Robert Jackson. Councillor Jackson was the leader of Inverclyde Council in the early 2000s. And this is what he said in 2002. And this is when Inverclyde Council was faced with a £4 million budget shortfall. And this is what he said. He said, "This is standard procedure, and I am confident that officers will come up with recommendations to address this. We are dealing with it as we do every year." Now, the challenge of local government finance is not new. It's not something that happened from 2007 onwards, despite what some politicians in the Chamber might actually want to say. But it's not new. It has been an issue for many, many years. Now I'm going to touch upon the actual report now, Presiding Officer. And that's, so this report, I generally found the report very useful and very helpful in understanding and trying to understand many of the various issues that have been raised. And the report does actually highlight the importance of music tuition, both individually and also nationally for our pupils. And I firmly agree that learning a musical instrument is of great benefit to every single person involved. Not solely because of, as Tom Arthur said earlier, not solely because of the other things that it will bring, but actually because of what music can do for an individual themselves. Now, every member in the Chamber who's spoken thus far actually understands the importance of music tuition. And I know the Scottish Government is committed to preserving instrumental music tuition and also values the contribution of all music teachers and instrumental music instructors in our schools. And I also know that music teachers in schools never fail to impress me with their talent and also their absolute abundant energy and enthusiasm to teach music to pupils year in, year out. Now, I remember Mrs McCrory, my music teacher when I went to Port Glasgow High School, and I still see Mrs McCrory out and about in my constituency, and I thank her for everything that she attempted to do with me. She wasn't teaching me the pipes. I learned the pipes outside of school. And this is an aspect that's not been touched upon in the debate thus far. Not every person who learns a musical instrument learns it in school. There are many people who learn them outside. I learned the bagpipes in the Boys Brigade. There's also the Scouts, there are the Army Cadets, and many other organisations where people can actually learn a musical instrument. And thankfully, over the years, as touched upon within my contribution to Liz Smith earlier, there has been, certainly when it comes to bagpipes, there has been a change over the years in terms of the tying in the piping instruction, with the SQA. So that is going to certainly help going forward. And this is a point that I just think, I accept that this committee's piece of work wasn't about external school tuition. But I just want to make sure that people are aware that people learn musical instruments not solely through school. And there will be many people who will follow this debate, and they will accept that particular point. Now, I want to touch upon a few of the sections of the report. Section 9 and 20 suggest that music education benefits young people. It raises their self-confidence, and the sections 11 and 17 say they can actually play that pivotal role in improving people's attainment in the mental health and social skills. Absolutely true. And also, it must be recognised that sections 25 and 27 they suggest that there are differing views regarding whether the status of music tuition is discretionary or part of that core curriculum. And section 30 suggests specialist tutors, a diverse range of instruments and sufficient level of teaching time is needed in order to present for SQA examinations. And I also recognise that as per section 75, that with the introduction of charging for lessons, there has been a significant drop in participation levels in music tuition. This is where the aspect of the various local authorities who have stopped their charging is certainly beneficial, and I warmly welcome that. There was another point that I want to touch upon, and that's the issue, it was in section 106, and that's the issue of the aptitude tests. For many people, music or sport is actually the route out of poverty. It's the route to a better life, and it's the route to actually having a better opportunity to actually put more into society. And the issue of having aptitude tests, I think is wrong. I think it's fundamentally wrong. And I do welcome the recommendation in the report. But I would actually go stronger than that. I would just remove aptitude tests altogether. Because there will be many people, many young people through schools who, when it comes to the educational element, they might not actually have that particular ability in terms of the theory, but when it comes to the actual practical, they might be world leaders. They might have that world-class talent. So why put that actual obstacle in their way at that particular point in their journey in life? So I personally would actually be stronger in that. And just my final point, Presiding Officer, is just on the issue, once again, of the issue of people learning instruments outside of school. In my constituency, I'm delighted that we've got a wide variety of bands who compete, perform and win on an annual basis. The Riverside Youth Band, based in Port Glasgow, Lower Clyde Pipes and Drums, and obviously covering all of Inverclyde. And certainly with Lower Clyde Pipes and Drums, they started off just because there was nothing for many years. So I want to thank, once again, my colleagues for their work, and also want to thank every single person who does teach music, whether they're in school or outside. Thank you very much.